Okay, Jake, this one is for you. This is what you missed on Friday. I didn't teach this last year, so I didn't have a video kind of in the hole ready to go for it. So I'm going to make this one new, but then everything else, if for whatever you missed, should be ready to go. So, like I said, this is Friday's assignment. What's called a wind and current problem. Basically, there's two different scenarios, and they're pretty much the same. It's a plane in the air or a boat in the water. In both scenarios, you can feel the force of the wind or the water pushing you along. You feel it more so in a boat than you would a plane, but it's kind of the same idea like when you're just out walking. And, if there's a really stiff breeze, you can feel that breeze. Either if it's pushing on your back, it's going to help you go a little bit faster. If it's pushing on your front, it's going to slow you down a little bit. And that's the situation that we're dealing with here. So um, basically, these can be very simple equations to set up and solve. I taught the other three this kind of shortcut method, and it seemed to work really well. So I'm going to try it here with you. Okay, so here's how these are set up. So our vehicle, whether it's a plane or a boat, we're always going to call X, and then the wind is always going to be Y. So there's two different things we're going to do here. We're going to have a situation where the wind is pushing us and helping us along. That's our speed plus the wind or the water. And then we're going to have, turn around and go the other way. You're going to have the wind pushing against you, slowing you down. So it's still X and Y. It's just whether the current is pushing you along or pushing you and stopping you. All of these are set up the same way, whether it's a current problem or a wind problem. The speeds are going to be a lot different, but the setup's pretty much the same. Okay, so here's the first one. It says it takes an airplane 3 hours to fly 1,200 kilometers against the wind. So that means that it's pushing into the wind is slowing it down. The return trip with the wind takes 2 hours. Find the speed of the airplane in still air and the speed of the wind. So here's how I'm going to set these up. With the wind and against the wind. Same setup, right? X plus Y, X minus Y. The only thing of it is, this is going to look kind of weird because I haven't done this. I'm going to take these are my new speeds, right? With the wind and against the wind. My speed with the wind, whoops, I did that wrong. My speed against the wind takes 3 hours to fly 1,200 kilometers. But when the wind is helping me out, it's only going to take 2 to fly the same 1,200 kilometers. Okay, so these are going to look very similar. The only thing is with the parentheses, because the way you figure out distance is you take your speed times your time. Well, this is my time out front, and this is my speed in the parentheses. But we're going to do something different that we normally don't do with the system, and I'm actually going to divide out this multiplier from both sides. Right? If I don't divide it out, I've got to distribute, and then I come up with a much funkier equation to solve. But if I divide it out, look what happens. These twos cancel, and then I get X plus Y equals 600. And on bottom, these threes cancel, and I get X minus Y equals 400. Because I divided out the 2 and the 3 out front, I got this nice, real simple system here where I can just add them up. Right? If I add up, that's 2X, the Y's cancel, that's 1,000 kilometers here. So X is 500 kilometers per hour. Okay. Like I said, it's the dividing the multipliers out that's new. Normally we multiply it and do all that jazz. So what that's going to do is stop us from having to solve. If I multiply by 2, I've got this system here that I'm trying to solve. And then you've got to multiply both equations, and it just kind of makes it a little messier. If you kind of flip what we've been doing and divide, you get that real simple system there. So I found the speed of the plane. To go back and get the speed of the air, I'm going to take that 500 and put it right here. So 500 plus y equals 600. And you probably don't have to actually do this out on paper. You can do that in your head, I'm sure. Okay, so 100 kilometers an hour for the wind. All right, these don't change. This is it. So I've got with and against the wind. All right, a plane can fly 4,800 kilometers in 4 hours with the wind. So that's 4 hours to go 4,800. That way the wind's helping. The return trip takes 5 hours. It's a return trip, so it's the same distance both times. So I'm just using the 4,800 again. So divide out my 4, that is x plus y equals 1200. And then when I divide out my 5, I don't have a calculator. When I divide out my 5, that's 960. Okay, so when I add these guys up, same thing happens. The wind cancels. I got 2x equals 2160. And divide out my 2, that's 1080. Which we looked this one up that day. That's not a realistic plane speed. That's way too fast. So I've got 1080 kilometers an hour for the plane. I need to plug that back in up here to get the speed of my wind. So 1080 plus y is 1200. So y is 120. Okay. We did a few more examples on this. The only thing that's different when you switch to a boat is the distances and the times are a lot less. Okay, if we're paddling with the current, right? So it's the same setup. I've got r speed plus the current, r speed minus the current. So traveling with the current, our canoeist can travel this 48 kilometers in 3 hours. Turn around and you paddle back upstream, so it's slowing you down. It's going to take you 4 hours to go the same 48. All right, if you divide those out, you get x plus y is 16, x minus y is 12, and then when you add them up, 2x is 28, divide out that 2, that's 14. Okay, so plug it back in here. 14 plus y is 16. Y is 2. Okay, so this would have been Friday's. The lesson for tomorrow, I've got a video posted for that for you and Samuel. He's out too. And then we're done. So I'm going to be posting some review stuff. There won't be videos to go with that. But what you guys could do is take pictures of your answers and send them in, and I can check your stuff and let you know what's going on. All right. Hope you're back soon. And bye.